So, here we go. It seems like every week there's some back and forth between media, athlete, media person. And it's the same people, really. So, Stephen A. Smith, we talked about him last week with LeBron James, the face of the league, back and forth discussion. So this week, Stephen A. was at the Knicks versus Lakers game. And I believe during a timeout
in the fourth
quarter, LeBron James pressed Stephen A. He was like, hey, leave my son out of this. Stop talking about my son. Paraphrasing.
Did you see what Stephen A. said on his podcast?
I did.
Okay.
He was like, I would have preferred you to call me to schedule a meeting. He was like, well, we're in this type of setting. I can't really say all that much what I want to say because everybody's watching. I'm paraphrasing, by the way.
Yeah.
That was pretty much what he was trying to get at. And I saw another clip where Stephen A. was talking about an athlete, and he said, Kevin Durant. He said, I was in the locker room. You saw me in the locker room. You could have talked to me during the game or after the game. Okay, LeBron just did that. And you still are looking at him like, why did you do that during the game? We could have talked on the phone. We could have talked outside somewhere else. But then when it was Kevin Durant, you said, why didn't you just approach me after the game or in the locker room? So it just goes to show that Stephen A., he's trying to play victim. He always does that, never takes accountability. But regardless of all that, why did LeBron approach Stephen A.? Well, I just mentioned it with the whole Bronny James thing. His comments months ago after the Lakers lost to the 76ers. By the way, the Lakers were on a win streak. I think they won maybe five or six straight. And we were hurt that game. We were down to pretty much, we didn't have a whole bunch of guards left. Majority of our guards were either just playing bad, or they were out with injury. So guess who was next? Bronny James. So we gave him a couple minutes. He came in. He couldn't defend Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey was cooking him. And a lot of people were talking about it online. You know, a lot of LeBron haters were talking about it. Oh, see, he can't make the league. And Stephen A., as he always does, he tries to play both sides. And he went on First Take and was like, hey, LeBron, please, I'm pleading you, please, as a father, stop this. And that's when I believe LeBron took offense to. What Stephen A. is doing is he's bringing up Bronny to get at LeBron James. That's what he's doing. So he's using Bronny to criticize LeBron. And LeBron is saying, leave Bronny out of this. He has nothing to do with this. If you're going to criticize me, but don't bring Bronny into the equation. He's a professional athlete. Why are we acting like he is this make-a-wish person? He's playing college right now. He is a professional athlete. Why are you making it seem like he's going into the military or something? Like this is an episode of, some drama or something like that. Stephen A. is being overdramatic. He's acting like this is just some very dire situation. It's basketball. It's the NBA. Why are you making it something that it's not? And I have no problem with LeBron pressing Stephen A. during the game because that was out of line. Saying, as a father, please stop this. Come on now. You're being overdramatic. And he needed to be pressed. What is your thoughts on the situation?
Did he run up on Jaylen Brown like that? Let me stop. Seriously.
I mean, I haven't heard him talk about Bronny ever since.
Well, first of all, it wasn't even like a public comment or anything. He was just on the bench talking, sitting with two WNBA players, Kaiser and Angel Reese. But I don't have a problem with what LeBron did, honestly. It's about time some of these a player got in the face of one of these media dudes and was like, "Hey man, cut the crap out." Like seriously, what Stephen A. did. If you want to critique Bronny, then just critique Bronny's game. But don't try to bring, like you said, don't bring LeBron into it and try to make it seem like it's his fault that Bronny isn't all the way adjusted to the league and all that stuff. That's very out of pocket. Like you don't do that. Like it's just lame. And I don't have a problem with LeBron did. He said, hey, he said, keep my son out of this, bro. And he left it at that. He ain't put his hands on him. He ain't do nothing. He just said, hey, bro, keep my son out of this. Mm-hmm. People got their panties in the bunch over it, but mostly they just LeBron haters or whatever, media defenders for whatever reason. And Stephen A., like you said, I think y'all just can't get away with saying whatever you want nowadays anymore. Well, at least for a player like LeBron. LeBron don't care. He got so much skin in the game. He could have assaulted you right there. He still would have been able to play for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, man, it's just I think players are starting to get fed up, and we might see more and more media players have more
platforms and
more. They'll address the media in the tone that they want to.
Gotcha.
Moving forward, instead of being all politically correct, we got to play nice with the media. They're probably going, man, screw these dudes. Because they've been talking down on the game. They've been talking down on the players for so long. They're probably saying, well, the gloves is off for them. The gloves is off for us. They probably tired of taking the high road. And they say, listen, we gonna let them know how we feel. And we started to see recently, we seen Draymond do it. Kevin Durant was doing it. Now LeBron as well.
Westbrook too.
Russell Westbrook as well. Mm-hmm. He checked Skip Bayless them years ago. Mm-hmm. So now it's probably just gonna become a more common occurrence unless these dudes get their act right. Because you can't say everything on TV and then not and people try to address you for it. Now you wanna, you should have did this. No. The disrespect was public, so we gonna address it in public.
And he was trying to say, why don't we just keep it private? Like, no.
Why didn't you address his concerns privately? You had his number. You could have got in touch with LeBron before going on air saying, LeBron, please stop. It ain't like it's acting. Like these is real statements. You believe what you saying up there. So yeah, the disrespect was in public. We're gonna address it in public. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Yeah. I have no problem with LeBron doing it.
I think it is kind of funny he did that, like in fourth quarter in a tight game. He just left the huddle and said, "You know what? I got something to get off." He probably was heated. The game getting close. Someone might have missed an assignment. He had to take his frustration out on somebody. He said, "Man, on another thing, with Stephen."
Yeah, man. I just think it was out of pocket of Stephen A. to call his fatherhood. Not in a question. I wouldn't even say the question. He didn't really question his fatherhood. It was just to bring it up at all when it's just basketball, man. And then I saw a video, a guy broke it down where it was Bronny James, the 55th pick, and then the picks afterwards, and comparing the stats, the G League stats, the stats in the NBA, and Bronny is way better than those other dudes picked after him. So the fact that Stephen A. and these other media people aren't calling it how it is, like not being accurate in their assessment, not being fair in their assessment, is telling LeBron and many people that are fans of LeBron or just spectators overall that are objective, they're seeing that and they're saying, okay, a narrative. They're trying to spin a narrative to fit their agenda. They're not calling it accurately, and they're just doing it to get views, to get attention, and that's the problem with the media. Is they're not showing both sides. They're only showing one side of it all to fit their narrative.
They're taking like numbers and stuff out of context. When you put it into the context with the other rookie class, the second round players in the rookie class, Bronny doesn't look out. He doesn't like
out of place. He
exactly.
doesn't look out of place at all. And the fact that they're talking about Bronny, but they're not talking about the other guys in the draft, first round picks, is telling. It shows that they're trying to pull something. They're trying to pull something for ratings. They're using Bronny to get at LeBron for whatever reason, and that's just a no-no in my opinion. That's just unprofessional. calling his fatherhood, it's just like, come on, man. Like, that is just inappropriate. And I'm with LeBron, I'm with Draymond, I'm with all these dudes that feel that it was disrespectful to do that. This is basketball. Let's keep it basketball. And I have no problem with what LeBron did, pressing him, because he needs to get checked. He's been wilding.
He's been running rampant for years.
And finally, somebody, the most known player in the NBA, the face of the NBA, went up to Stephen A. and said, enough is enough. And that's that, because him and Skip ruined the coverage of the NBA. I'm glad LeBron was finally able to approach one of those dudes.
Just let me be me.